Hey everybody, Joe Casabona here, and I am reporting to you from my new equipment. Now, if you follow me on Instagram or Twitter, you'll know that last week I started to build a new rig, I guess, for my desk. I got rid of my second monitor. I got an extension for the arm that my monitor was on, and I got the Sony A6400 camera and a few other goodies. So I just want to walk through those today and kind of what I did and why. There will be links to everything in the description down below. So, first of all, why did I drop down to one monitor? Also, I got a couple of band-aids. I did some home improvement stuff over the weekend, and I'm really bad at it. If you ever watched Home Improvement, I am all of the pain that Tim Taylor goes through with none of the knowledge that he has. So that's where I'm at. And even though I look more like Al Borland. Anyway, so first of all, why did I go down to only one monitor? Um, this came from me kind of working out of the house more. I'm writing a book. I will link to that video in the description below, and I think it might be like right here. I'm always bad at pointing where the cards will show up, but it'll be there. I'm writing a book about HTML and CSS, and I've been going out of the house more, working off of my laptop, and I've been really focused when I do that. And I was wondering if maybe it was because of the second monitor in my main setup that I was too distracted, right? I had all of these other windows up, and so I decided I'm going to drop down to one monitor, and that makes room for this camera that I have. So the arm I was using was the Amazon Basics single arm monitor arm VESA mount. I took off the half of that has like the gas pump in it to hold up a really heavy monitor, and instead I got a tripod extension that fits right on the hole, the covering. And so I'm just gonna move over here. You can see that this camera now moves on like this articulating arm, which is nice. I can kind of push it out of the way. I can move it closer or further back depending on the shot I want to get. And so again, the camera I'm using is the Sony A6400. After reading a bunch of reviews and watching a bunch of videos, I realized, or I came to the conclusion that that's the best camera for my purposes. I really want a good 4K streaming camera, right? So I can record 4K videos. I was just going to use the iPhone, but that proved to be not quite exactly what I wanted. I wanted an easy setup. I wanted to get a good shot. I think the background you're seeing here, like minus these wires, is good. So I have some flexibility in how I can do that. And all of the reasoning for this is that I'm going to be doing a lot more talking head videos in my courses and on this channel. So I want to make sure I have a good camera setup. The lens I'm using is a Sigma 16 millimeter lens. It's a fixed lens. Again, this was something I saw recommended a lot. I guess it gets a really nice shot. The autofocus on the camera in general is really good. So if I do this, it should focus up. Yeah, there we go. Great. And then it should focus back. Um, and that is on a newer ball head. And the main driver for the ability for me to use this as a webcam is the Elgato Cam Link 4K, which has been great. I just plugged that into my computer. So I'll link in all of that in the description below. The things that were not mentioned in the videos I watched that I feel are helpful is the camera. The 6400 needs to be on video camera mode and not like the intelligent mode for you to shoot 4K video and stream it to the camera or to the computer. And you need a mini HDMI to HDMI cable to work with the Elgato Cam Link. The A6400 has a mini HDMI out. So I'll link those two in the description below too in case you want to replicate this setup. So that is um, kind of the setup I have here. I'm recording directly to QuickTime right now, but I also have OBS, I have ScreenFlow, and Final Cut. Um, ScreenFlow did not play nicely with the 4K videos I was getting on my iPhone at all, despite the fact that they said it works. Don't know. Final Cut Pro, naturally it did work, but I'm hoping with these videos, these talking head videos, there's not a whole lot of editing done I'll have to do. But nonetheless, this camera is fantastic. I am getting a much nicer shot from this than I am from the iPhone, despite the fact that like the iPhone does a really good shot. Um, the other things I kind of want to point out here that are off frame, but I'll link to a picture to the whole area in the description below too, is I have a box light right over here to properly light my face so that it's not just like a dark basement it looks like I'm recording from. I have some sound panels that I hung up and some bass traps. You could see one of the sound panels behind me. Um, and so those things kind of make this a nice recording corner. I'm not getting too much echo. I'm well lit, and I'm doing it from my desk. So if I want to switch to some screencast, I can do that too, which was the other reason that I didn't want to use the iPhone, right? Because then I'd have to record on the iPhone, then I'd have to cut to, or I'd have to set up another recording if I wanted to do a screencast in the same video. And now I can do both from the same machine during the same recording, and it just, again, it's going to cut down on editing, which is nice. So to recap everything I have going on here, my audio equipment is still the same. I am looking into a Sigma 16 millimeter fixed lens attached to a Sony A6400 camera that is sitting on a ball head, that's sitting on a tripod arm extension, that is sitting on a monitor arm. It's nice because it is very flexible and I can move it back and forth. The camera is plugged in to my computer via a mini HDMI to HDMI cable, which is plugged into the Elgato Cam Link 4K. 4K is important. That is plugged directly into my computer. The other thing I didn't mention was I got the plugged-in battery pack for the A6400 so that the battery doesn't die in the middle of one of my streams. So that's the whole setup, and the reason I did it. In a different video, I'm going to walk you through the sound panels, but I just wanted to run through kind of real quick the new setup that I've been posting on social media about a lot. So if you have any specific questions about this setup, leave them in the comments down below. I hope you liked this kind of behind the scenes video. If you did, be sure to like and subscribe to this channel for more great content. And until next time, get out there and build something.